Okay. All right. My name's Tom Zazzetti. I'm a restaurant general manager. I've been in the restaurant business about 38 years. Started right out of high school. I'm currently running the general manager at Merity's Bread Basket in downtown Franklin. And I've been there since May or June of this year, June 1st, actually. And previous for that, I was with Puckett's Grocery in downtown Franklin for 6 years as their general manager there. It's kind of funny. When I was about 14, my dad goes, "Hey, if you want to buy a car when you're 16, you need to go to work." And I'm going, "Okay, Dad, I'm only 14." Okay. And he goes, "Listen, a good friend of mine, family friend, has a restaurant. I'm gonna let you. He'll take you in, even though you're not old enough. He'll take you in." And even before that, when I was small, my dad owned a restaurant. Then he ran a couple restaurants. He was, a franchise like part owner and stuff. So early on in my life, I was around the restaurant business. And then when I started working in it, my first job, I really took a take for it. And then by the time I was 18, the owner came to me and said, "Hey, you really love this business, don't you?" I go, "Sure, absolutely." And he goes, "How would you like to be an assistant manager?" And I'm going, "Okay." And I'm here. I'm 3 months out of high school, just starting junior college. And I mean, I knew somewhat by then, I knew that's what I wanted to do. And so I rolled with it. It was just really weird at first because I was managing people that were old enough to be, some of them were old enough to be my grandparents at the time. And here I'm 18 years old running a restaurant, and it kind of how my restaurant, management career started. Sure. As a GM, as you know, as a GM, you're responsible for everything. You're responsible for the building. You're responsible for your employees. You're responsible for the financials. Where I'm at right now, sometimes I go in at 4:30 in the morning just to get a head start. Help open the bakery up, and then after I get the restaurant open, we open at 7 o'clock. I kind of try to dig in upstairs in my office for a little bit, going over financials, going over labor budgeting, working with my management team, making sure we're on point for labor budgeting and cost controls and stuff like that. So there's a lot, you really you have to be a multitasker for this. There's not really, especially where I'm at right now, there's not really a lot of downtime for what I really do. I mean, my days, I work 10 to 12 hours a day, and it flies by. And, but most of the time I get everything done, but I'm the type, if I don't get everything done, I come home, I'll work on it at home. I mean, I have, that's how much I care about my job and what I do. If somebody gives me something to do, I do it, and I take it to the next level. I just, I don't push it off to the side. So if my boss or the owner comes to me and says, "Hey, Tom, we need to, have a labor forecast for the next 3 periods or something," boom, I'm right on it. The people, the customers. I have made so many great friends and great relationships over the years. It's incredible. And that's happened everywhere I've gone. So, yeah, I love being around people. I'm a people person. I love talking to people. And being in the position I am, you have to talk to your customers. You want to get feedback. You want to hear what they have to say, because if you're not that type of person, you don't belong in this business. It's not a 9 to 5 job. If you're looking for a 9 to 5 job, this is not a 9 to 5 job. Most of the time, as a restaurant manager, you're on salary. So you don't have a 9 to 5, like a normal corporate job where you work 40 hours a week. I currently, during the holidays, I was probably working 55 or 60 hours a week. Now it's kind of simmered down a little bit. I'm right around 50 hours a week. And compared to some of the other jobs that I did early on in my career, this is a picnic, because I had a couple jobs I could remember. I was working 60, 70 hours a week, but I was a lot younger then too. I've been, like I said, I've been in the restaurant business 38 years, and how things have changed over 38 years from the time I started to now is just amazing. It's an ever-changing climate, and you have to be apt for change and, to be in this business. Well, if I had to do it all over again, I would have gone to school longer and got more educated. But back in the early '80s when I did this, you know, junior college was fine. But I looked at the dollar signs. So now there's so much emphasis on education, and I can't say enough to these kids and growing up, deciding what they want to do. Go to school, get your degree. Would that gotten me further? Possibly, but I've always worked for family-owned restaurants. I've never worked in the corporate world because for me, it was I can help make my own decisions. I'm not going by a book. I'm not going by some kind of form. Hey, we got to do this, then. I love making decisions without having going through the bureaucracy of, 3 or 4 different people and to make things changes. So. But if I had to start all over again, yeah, I would have got my degree. But back, like I said, in the early '80s, when somebody throws you, back in the '80s, I mean, I think at my first job I was making $30,000 a year, and to me, at 18 and a half years old, that was a lot of money back then. So the first and foremost, do your homework. Make sure, like I was saying before, that this is what you want to do, because you have to be dedicated to this. Okay. You have to, and you got to be a people person. If you're not a good communicator, if you're not good at making, instant decisions or, helping people out, this is the industry not to be in, because you have a constant contact with your customers, and your customers are the ones that help pay your salary. And that's the way I look at it.